Welcome to Good Mythical MORE. Hey, you like to party? Like an animal? Are you a party animal? Well, let's find out for real by finding out how real animals like to party.
But first, 10-word story.
Lucifer.
8.
Your
Moms.
coconuts.
And. No,
Cru-
while.
What?
I don't want to say and a 10-word story. While.
Critiquing.
Your.
Smelly.
Thesis.
Okay.
Lucifer.
We're back, man.
Lucifer ate your mom's coconuts while critiquing your smelly thesis. Smelly. It's funny.
That Lucifer.
Smelly is the most often used word in Mad Libs for the 11 and under crowd.
What are you saying?
It's like
Come on.
When we used to do Mad Libs, it's like
Smelly.
smelly would be like in there 4 or 5 times.
Stinky. Smelly.
Okay. Now, one of the things that's going to be happening as we go through this game, where we're going to be, we're saying if things are actually happening in the wild or not, or something like that.
Something like that. Sure. Yeah.
But one of the things that's going to be happening as we enjoy our mocktails, because I technically won that game because I got that one round right that you got wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to be mocking you while we enjoy our mocktails.
Okay.
Okay. But I have some pre-prepared mocks.
Did you write these? So
This my way out.
if my feelings are hurt,
It's the writer's fault.
okay. All right.
You want me to hit you with one right now?
No, I'm not quite ready.
All right. Let's get a question first, and then.
Wallabies. Oh, let me tell you what you're actually doing. So I have facts. Some of them are real facts. Some of them are things that we made up about animals.
Alternative facts.
Of course.
Yeah.
What do you think we were doing? Playing ping pong?
Animals and the way they like to party. The way they like to loosen up.
Hey,
And you're determining if they're real or fake.
I have gone up to a stranger. Where were we?
Where were we? At a party?
I think we were on the Alka-Seltzer Great American Road Trip, and we were checking into a hotel, and there was a dude there, and I was like, hey, you like to party? And I was literally like, because I wanted to know if
How would people respond to that?
No, I wanted to know if there was a place we could go to hang out that night. Not with him.
You do know that's not a question to ask if you're looking for somewhere to go hang out, right?
Well, they told me that afterward. This was 2008.
All right.
You like to party.
I said, you like to party. And I think I had heard of the question, and I thought it was a good end to find out where's a cool place to hang out.
Yeah, I will talk about what it actually means.
Wallabies like to get high in opium fields and then run around making mysterious crop circles just because it feels good.
Wallabies and opium. Well, wallabies are home to Australia, correct? They got
Australia is home to wallabies, yes.
Australia lives in every wallaby. In the heart of every wallaby, there is an Australia.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Opium in Australia. That's the thing that I'm questioning, not the crop circles.
Wait, you just can't have wallabies showing up just walking through poppy fields. I mean, it doesn't happen.
You can, but I don't think it happens.
So I'll change my answer because I lured you in.
It's true.
Yes!
Some farmers thought aliens were behind the crop circles, but in fact, it was just very happy wallabies hopping around in opium fields, making circles, leaving, and then coming back and repeating it all just for the thrill of it.
Where are these opium fields you speak of?
I don't understand how they made like a respectable, recognizable crop circle. Like a wallaby, it's not going to make like a perfect circle, right? You know, Link, the Mythical Society has a secret 4th tier where you have been digitally removed from all of the content. It's very popular.
Oh, speaking of which, if you want to get this collectible Rhett and Link through the Snackiverse lunchbox, complete with its own thermos inside, you got to join the Mythical Society 3rd degree quarterly or annual plans by March 31st in order to qualify. Great to go on your shelf or to actually put your lunch in if you wanted to do that.
And by the way, I mean, becoming a third degree member of the Mythical Society doesn't just mean you get cool collectibles like this and every one that comes on a quarterly basis. There's all kinds of other benefits and other content that you can enjoy over there, including, well, you got to be fourth tier to enjoy the non-link content, but you know what I mean. There's a lot to enjoy over there. Check it out, mythicalsociety.com.
Cassowaries are large flightless birds native to Papua New Guinea.
My favorite bird is a cassowary.
Are you being serious?
Have you seen
Are they ugly?
the one at the, I think it's the LA Zoo? They're like the size of an ostrich or an emu,
Good gosh.
but they are like a different plumage, and I think they're darker.
If you
Very
don't,
cool.
If you don't believe in dinosaurs, look up a cassowary in Papua New Guinea.
Yes.
They use their feet as weapons to defend against predators, but they have also been known to perform a communal tap dance with those feet in social settings.
Communal tap
Communal
dance.
Tap dance, no?
Look, if you wait around long enough, they'll do a communal tap dance.
Here's what I think is probably happening with that. They do a little dance where they're kind of, and then some biologist has been, oh, that's a communal tap dance. But if you were to like go to the zoo and see them do it, you'd be like, I mean, I would call that like a light stomping.
Killing termites.
Yeah. So for that reason,
You saying no? You saying nay?
I think that it does.
Ooh, he's breathing through his nose. Okay, yes, that's right.
does happen.
No.
I'm going on instinct.
Communal
here.
tap dance.
It happens.
Nah. Who made
I was
that
about
up?
to change. Communal tap dance is made up.
You know what, Link? Your face is the reason why my son can't sleep at night. that's a weak one, but that's how you feel about that.
That's because my face told your son that his dad was stupid. And he's like, man, I gotta think about
That's
that.
pretty good. That's gonna keep him up at night. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Is my dad stupid? Dang, it really adds up.
Yeah.
Elephants. Like mom and dad, as soon as the kids go to college, elephants are known to rub vigorously against each other just for the endorphin rush and nothing else.
Communal creatures, elephants. Great memory. Familial bonds.
So they rub against each other.
Known to mourn the loss of
Loved ones.
loved ones.
That's what the elephant graveyard is. It's where they go to mourn the
Uh,
loss. This is definitely true. It's like they are like, oh, Junior's gone. Let's rub each other to make up for the loss.
I know a lot about elephants. I've only scratched the surface of my knowledge and what I've told to you in my verbal processing over the last
Well, their
few
skin
minutes.
is very thick.
I've
so you have to scratch very
I've
hard.
never heard this. This is a lie.
It's true. It's known as social rubbing,
Yeah.
Social rubbing.
Yeah. Social rubbing.
which is the opposite of what we're doing.
That is not a defense for anything.
Here's the deal, man. If you say you know a lot about elephants and you don't know about social rubbing, you don't know much about elephants.
You know what? They don't talk enough about the social rubbing.
Well, what about this?
They've been keeping it from us.
Your autobiography would be a #1 New York Times bestseller in the genre of who cares? That's like something you'd see in that book that I wrote. That book that I had when I was a kid called Snappy Insults and
Funny put downs.
Funny Put Downs that we used to read, and it was like
Who
stuff
cares?
like that.
Who cares?
That was a snappy put down.
Seagulls like to party by playing drop and catch with clamshells. This involves scooping a clam up in their beak, dropping it from high in the air, and then catching it just before it hits the ground.
These are what? Pigeons?
Yeah, pigeons.
Seagulls.
Oh.
Seagulls, I could definitely see that this would happen.
Seagulls are playful.
And birds are smarter than anybody realizes. I think
Yeah.
this happens.
It's real. But they also, if they're not, they sometimes play that game, and they sometimes play the game of drop clams from a high height to break them open on the ground and then eat them. all.
Again, very, very smart. So
Sometimes they
smart
play the
species.
game like drop dookie on humans.
Yeah, that's a good game. That's a real good game. You know, Link, you're like jeans during a pandemic. Unwanted. Okay. All right.
Also, don't quite fit anymore when you try them on.
How's that make sense for you?
I put on some pounds.
No, I'm not. I'm saying like the analogy. If you're like that, how are you like that? You don't fit anymore?
You saying
You don't fit around here anymore?
have you noticed I've gained some weight?
That's not what I'm saying.
Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm not talking about your weight. I'm just saying like
I mean, like,
do you feel
5
like you
pounds is- I
do
don't
you
think
feel
it-
like you don't fit around
I
here
don't even
anymore?
see it on camera or anything.
Do you feel like you don't fit anymore? Behind this desk? You know.
I do, but my fly's up and my button's not buttoned.
What's the next
Jellyfish like to use their tentacles to tickle other jellyfish's subgenital pits just for good old-fashioned kicks and giggles.
Listen, jellyfish do not have subgenital pits. Okay, let me.
But you
tell
know,
they're like
because you know what you got to have in order to have a subgenital pit?
genitals.
Yeah, you're right.
Nay.
You right.
I mean, you ever been swimming by a jellyfish and you just see a big old nutsack just dangling down there?
They don't have that. I don't think that jellyfish. I think they're completely asexual, aren't they? It's almost just like a bacteria. It's just. I mean, they're just.
Jellyfish don't know how to party. Let's just leave it at that.
I think they grow just from other jellyfish. I don't think there's. Is there jellyfish sex?
They can reproduce both sexually and asexually.
Okay. Cool.
Thought I could for a while too.
Yeah, right. I've tried quite a bit.
Insult me.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. You really can't figure out how to like tomatoes? Grow up.
I mean, if you would have lost, would I have insulted you with that? Seems like those are written specifically for me.
This one says
Assuming I
for
was-
Rhett to read to Link. This is like a just in case, just in case Rhett won.
Swans will go up to sleeping swans and honk at them just to wake them up for a reaction.
Swans are a-holes. This is true.
They are a-holes, but it's a fake.
It's a fake.
Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah, because
Oh.
honk seems like something they could do.
Reindeer have found the magic of magic mushrooms and in fact often get into hoof fights just to get a taste of the psychedelic stuff.
As you consider that, Link, let me just.
So you're talking in the Arctic Circle, you got like magic mushrooms growing? I just don't think the territory between damp, shady mushroom spots and frigid, Christmas town.
Okay. What's your answer? Because I have something I want to tell you.
Uh,
Let's lock in our answers. I'm locking in this is real. And I'm saying that Chase and I have a private Slack where we just talk trash about you. That's actually true. You guys should have put that in there.
more of a confession than an insult.
Yeah, I feel
What's
bad.
the Slack channel name?
It's just CR. Actually, it's called CCR. We added extra C because Chance was like, Chase was like, what about like Creedence Clearwater Revival? And that'll be like the way that we remember it. And I was like, okay. And so one of the things that we do every morning is we log on and we send each other little memes that feature Creedence Clearwater. Yeah.
Because I thought you were referencing Cotton Candy Randy.
No, definitely not.
Got it. This is true about reindeer.
I have a Slack channel called Fog Hat.
Okay.
I post like memes with Fog Hat.
Okay. Cool. I know this to be true because I saw this on one of those, like PBS things.
Yeah, I guess that some people believe that this may be where the flying reindeer myth came from
Yeah.
because it causes them to behave drunkenly and run about aimlessly and make strange noises.
And fly and like haul sleds.
Yeah, that too.
That as well.
I guess you got these reindeers in greener areas than I pictured.
Yeah. Mushrooms can grow in icy places. High shrooms.
I have one more. Do you want to do some mocking before?
Just
Yeah, yeah.
unload on me.
All right, well, I got 2 more, so here's babies cry when they see you because you make being alive look hard.
There's something to that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay, Stevie.
Life is hard.
Gophers will lie face flat in the dirt, facing each other, and remain motionless until one moves. The gopher who moves is the loser, presumably.
Gopher staring contests?
Well, it seems like they don't look at each other; they look at the dirt.
Wow, gophers just in a gopher standoff, and it's who, if you move, you lose. Wow, what would be the point? I don't know, man.
I think they're very territorial. I'm gonna say yes.
I mean, I can't agree with you at this point because then it's just a tie. I'm gonna say this doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's not true.
Okay, Link, to add insult to injury, I got one last one for you. You look like a guy who offers free roadside massages from the back of a PT Cruiser.
Roadside massage.
Hey, you like to party?
Get the Mythical Snackiverse lunchbox and thermos collectible set by joining the Mythical Society 3rd Degree Monthly by January 31st or 3rd Degree Quarterly or Annual Plan by March 31st. MythicalSociety.com.